And welcome to the Perth Gaming Cruise Show, episode 23. We are back, and this week we are covering two big showcases, one from Nintendo and one from Sony. So there was a Nintendo Direct last week and a Sony State of Play pretty much the day after or day before, very close together. So Pat and I are just like, we got to get on this. We know the fans are hungry for information and our impressions, so we are going to cover that stuff today. Pat, how are you doing today? Did you check both the showcases out?
I did. I did. I managed to have a quick look through the recaps for both of them. And yeah, both fantastic, both very exciting. Lots of cool games coming out. I do have to apologize to the viewers that I'm sort of recovering from losing my voice. So if I sound a bit croaky or I sound a bit weirder than usual, you know why.
People
But
of
so
Perth, this is the dedication that the
this is the
PGC team
dedication.
has to you and the viewers and listeners beyond that. We're dragging Pat out of his bed, even though he's sick. He's doing it for you to cover today's stuff. So we're gonna dive straight into it. We're gonna start with the Sony one.
Yeah, sounds good.
Before we go into, we're just gonna go through a couple of the main highlights because there was so much to cover. Pat, overall impressions of the Sony showcase. What did
The
you think
state of play.
overall? Yeah, the
Yeah,
state of play.
I thought the state of play was pretty cool. I mean, like, I wasn't really expecting them to come out with any like huge bombs or anything like that that would like make me go,
Hmm.
holy crap.
Hmm.
But they covered ones that like got me hype, like
Hmm.
I'm sure we'll touch on it later, but like main ones are Spider-Man, Final Fantasy
Yeah.
7, as you guys know. So
Yeah.
a few of the games there also looked a bit interesting, but
Hmm.
I don't know if I can recall Sony releasing lackluster state of plays. Like there's always been something that's been like it's been okay. Like it hasn't been.
Hmm.
So yeah, quite keen for this one, especially because like I said, there's two games in there that I'm really keen for.
Nice. Well, we're gonna get onto those in a sec. Yeah, I thought it was overall fine. Not terrible, not amazing.
Yeah,
I think at the end of the day, we're coming into like Christmas holiday period coming up,
yeah.
and the centerpiece is Spider-Man 2, like you mentioned, which we'll
Oh
cover.
yeah,
So I don't think they want to clog up like with too many games saying this is what you should look forward to, so
yeah,
people forget Spider-Man. But I think starting off with one of their first reveals, or one of their early reveals that I thought was kind of cool and I wanted to start off with for us anyway was the Deep Earth Collection. So this is for the PS5. This is three brand new controllers and three new color palettes: Volcanic
yeah.
Red, Cobalt, Cobalt Blue, and Sterling Silver. These look quite nice. I don't have a PS5 myself, but Pat, you do. What did you think
Yeah.
seeing these?
So I thought it was pretty cool. I mean, like I'm not gonna lie, to me it seems a little bit gimmicky. Like it
Really?
depends
You're
on
not
what it
like into the different
a
colors or
little
different
bit.
controllers? Interesting. You mean the colors or you mean
Uh,
just having different
Oh,
options is
like yeah,
gimmicky?
I guess like both. Like
Wow,
both.
interesting.
Like
Hot
yeah,
take.
hot take. I think it's a little bit gimmicky only because like it's just changing the faceplate, right? It's just as far as I saw
Yeah.
from the trailer,
Yeah.
as far as I saw from the trailer, yeah, you get a different controller, but like it just changes the faceplate. So
Yeah.
I think all this changes is that Sony is officially endorsing it now. But
Hmm.
I am pretty sure, and again, I could be wrong here, sorry if I am.
Hmm.
There's been unofficial ways to change the faceplates of the PS5s like quite a lot. So you can get custom ones. Obviously,
Yeah.
if you break it, you void warranty and all the stuff that comes with, modifying your
Hmm.
actual console.
Hmm.
But yeah, so and like you can get vinyl prints and stuff like that to put on your PS5. So I think it's cool that they're trying to do it, and because it is officially endorsed, but tad on the gimmicky side. Like I
Interesting.
said, it
Hot
gives
take. Hot
yeah,
take.
I mean it gives you a unique flair, right? It gives you,
Yeah.
if you don't already have a PS5, you can just get these straight up and you'll get a cool unique one. But if you've
Hmm.
already got one, I don't know how they're
Hmm.
planning to sell these, whether they sell it like as faceplates
Yeah,
or
it's like packages. So they're looking to do a
yeah,
package for two of them in November 3 and then the last one in January 26. So yeah, it's kind of like you get a package to revamp your PS5, so to speak,
yeah,
to,
okay,
to
yeah.
freshen it up or go for a color. Yeah.
Yeah, look,
Yeah.
depending on how much they sell it for, which will probably be about like $100, you
That well,
know,
that's it, isn't it?
like if you yeah, if you really like that stuff and you want to make it look cool and aesthetic,
Yeah. Yeah.
absolutely go for it. It's nice. That sterling silver one, it's very close to white, but that's probably the one I would get because
Interesting. I was going to
I think
ask
it's
you like
cool.
what your pick would be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did you like that one?
It just looks cool. Like I've always liked sterling
Hmm.
silver stuff.
Hmm.
It's close to the original, but like, if I had to add a bit of color,
Hmm.
the blue one's quite nice too. But I would have liked to have seen a little bit more design, to be honest,
Hmm.
not just solid colors.
Hmm. You want to see like a Final Fantasy 16 special edition or something?
Oh, immediately. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I've already got one, but I wouldn't even consider buying that. Like how
Yeah.
cool.
Oh man, big time. No, I hear what you're saying. Like the branded stuff's cool. I think it's good that they're finally offering colors. So you can get
Yeah, for
new
sure.
DualSense controllers, but the actual plates for the PS5 are like plates that you just add on and change out for the old white. I think it's kind of interesting, and here you say that silver's your choice, because for me, I found the white color bland. And
Oh,
a lot
okay.
of consoles, like the Wii U, like the Xbox, come out in white, black. And I find that kind of bland. I really like the Switch had its kind of, even if
Yeah,
it's a bit toyetic, the blue and red controllers that go onto the
yeah,
screen. I quite like the look of the red one, but I think it's
yeah.
pretty smart to be offering the primary colors that people. Some people just
Yep.
love blue, some people love red, and then see how this stuff's gonna sell. Do you think? Interesting hearing you say it about gimmicky. Like, I don't have a PS5, so I wouldn't get these either, even if I did. But do you think there's a market out there? Like, I'm talking like 50 more percent of people are like, no, I've been waiting to change my faceplates. I really like sterling silver. I'm going to put in the 100 X dollars or whatever to do that, or however much it costs. Do
Like
you think there's a market there, or do you think they're trying to
I
create a market?
think so. I think so.
Yeah,
I hate to use the term, but like
yeah,
the
yeah.
casuals, I
Oh, they're
guess.
out there, dude. Those
Yeah, the
casuals.
casuals would probably get this a little bit more because it's easier and it's endorsed. But
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the more hardcore gamers, again, correct me if I'm wrong, viewers
Mm,
out there, the more hardcore gamers, if they really want to change the aesthetic, so this would apply to someone like me, if I was
yeah,
very invested in changing the actual aesthetic of my PS5, like I would just go to Etsy. I'd go to
yeah,
Etsy and I'd get like some vinyls, or I would just get some unofficial,
yeah,
face plates or whatever, which yeah, at my own risk, obviously. And then I
yeah,
would watch a YouTube video on how to replace my own face plates.
yeah.
But again, ease of use, maybe these just slide on and you just, click click and it's all done. But it's hard to see, or it's hard to look, maybe they are trying to create market for it. It's very hard to say because
I I reckon it's like, do you know what I reckon it's like? It's like when Christmas comes and your kids already got like a PS5 and
yeah,
they're like,
yeah,
"Oh, I
exactly.
want
They're just
10
like
new games." You're like, "Nah, look, I bought you a faceplate. That's, red, Christmas red
yeah,
or cobalt blue
yeah.
or whatever. There you go, kiddo. That's what you get."
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point. It's a refresh.
Ah.
Yeah, look, I don't know if I can fully throw my support behind it. Only because yeah, look, the controllers are nice. I don't care so much about the faceplates, but the different color
Mm.
controllers are nice.
I think that's also where the value is too, because when you buy like the PS5 and you get that one controller and you're like, oh, I need another controller for my buddy. I do want a different controller often, like just to
Yeah,
like differentiate that one's the one that needs to be charged. Even simple
yeah,
things like not which white one, for example, is not charged, and then just have your own kind of thing.
yeah,
I think there's value in that. But
exactly.
interesting hot take. What is a little bit less gimmicky is probably this announcement, which was, I
Let's
think,
have
was
a look.
probably in some ways the highlight of the show. Um,
Oh, that's
so
my boy
this
right there, Zach.
this is this is attention, Pat. Come on, hang in there, hang in there.
Sorry, sorry.
So this is Final Fantasy Rebirth. This is the second in a trilogy of Final Fantasy VII remakes. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not the expert on this. This is
You
Pat's
are correct.
area, actually. We got a release date, February 29 next year. So that is
Oh,
very exciting. Of course, this is a PS5 exclusive. Pat, I mean, do your thing, man. What do you
oh,
think?
Dude, I am in awe. Look how beautiful
It
this
looks
is.
freaking good. It looks
Holy
really, really. This
shit.
is like next gen looking, like Final Fantasy 16. Like it does have
Yeah,
that quality, but ooh, as a Final Fantasy 7 fan who played the original, what do you think about like how this is all
dude,
shaping up?
this is insane. Like it just
Mm,
looks so good. I mean, like
mm.
I can't speak with huge authority on this only because I think I've already. Oh, what the hell? Look at Cloud riding a freaking. What do
I
you call
know.
it? What do you call
Up
those?
the
I
mount.
forget.
It was like a
Yeah,
Segway or a motor scooter
yeah,
or something. I don't
that's
know.
it. Segway. So I can't speak with super authority on this, unfortunately, because I think I mentioned in a previous pod that we've done that I have not actually played these series because I am the type of person that I need to like I need to play it from start to finish. Like
Yeah.
I cannot be waiting on installments. Like I'd go crazy. So like I will get this game when the ultimate package that's going to be worth about $476 comes
Yes.
out with
Six
like
discs.
yeah, exactly the 6 disc, the friggin' cloud statue that's gonna come delivered. It's life-size Cloud, life-size Sephiroth, bust a sword in there for $500, and all three games are in there. But you know what? For like it looks amazing. Like it looks like they're literally covering. Look, if that's even old school graphics right there that's playing now. It
Mm,
looks like they're covering all the nostalgic stuff as well
mm,
as like fleshing out the story, because like
mm,
that character there's Zach, not that guy, but the one before where I say he's my boy.
mm.
Zach, he was involved in the original game a little bit, but he is too cool of a character, and I think everyone loves him. So it looks like he's getting a bit more showing in this one.
Yep.
Obviously, he is the protagonist of his own game, which is Crisis Core,
Yep.
which is a prequel. But yeah, this game looks incredible. I mean, like I can't really
Mm,
fault it because the first one, the remake, then Integrate, and now
mm.
Rebirth. Can't wait for the trilogy, dude. My wallet can't wait for the trilogy. I've already started saving up
Well, it can
because
wait for that.
look at that twin pack pre-order start. What a
Oh,
joke.
no.
Oh, Christ almighty.
There's your Christmas stocking with your
Yeah, oh
sterling
God.
silver cover plate, dude.
Dude, you know that when the trilogy, like when the third game comes out, it's gonna be like pre-order the three, it's gonna be about $195. And then like
It
maybe
won't even
three
fit in
months
your
later.
PlayStation 5. They'll be like, we've
No,
created a new model just for you to like make this. Of
no,
course, you do it one at a time, but it's kind of like to
yeah.
like deal with the epicness that is Final Fantasy 7.
Oh, dude, it
Oh my
looks
God.
beautiful. Like, yeah, I already mentioned.
Yeah.
Look at that. Like, just breathtaking graphics.
Yeah.
Story, the combat looks amazing.
Yep.
Again, I can't speak with super authority, but I'm very excited. Like, shit, I might
Yeah.
even break my own rule and like pick the first game up and then pick
Well,
this
it's
up.
going to take you time to get through them, dude. Do you know what I mean? Like, if this
Exactly,
comes out in
exactly.
February, you could pick up the first one soon and start. Well, I don't know how long it takes, but it looks epic. So,
Yeah,
start that
exactly.
path. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then oh my God, it does look good. So I don't know if I mentioned on the podcast before, I did buy a Series X relatively
Yeah,
recently. I bought it
nice.
purely for Mortal Kombat. That's all I care about in life. That's all that matters to me. I have like a Goro shrine in my house. No, I don't really. But this is the Final Fantasy games are the one game, like said games like, oh, should go for PS, just get like, even just the trilogy for 7, and I don't have a history of playing 7. I've not played it
Yeah,
before. It's not my background or specialty, but seeing this makes me go, God damn, it looks really good. That's like true next
yeah,
gen. It looks really fun. And it just like I like the narrative driven aspect. I saw this comparison video IGN put up recently of this compared to the original Final Fantasy 7. It's just like what a world we live in. Like the detail, the scope,
yeah,
the it looks incredible. So I'm very envious of our PS5 audience. You're gonna have an awesome time, man. Like when this comes out. Yeah.
Oh,
So release date.
absolutely.
That's a banger for Sony starting 2024. We're in awe.
Another piggy bank.
Yeah, exactly. It is. It is. It's straight up like
This,
done deal,
yeah,
money made.
yeah.
All right. So we do need to keep things moving. This is one of our picks. Now we haven't played Resident Evil 4. Either of us. I don't think you have. Have you?
Oi.
Not yet.
I've definitely played Resident Evil 4, yeah.
I played 4, but not the remake. Have you played the remake?
No,
No
I haven't
remake for
played the
you.
remake. I played I played the first, yeah. Oh
Oh,
shit,
okay.
that was scary.
I know. So Resident Evil 4's been out for a while. It's 10 out of 10 everywhere. It's on my list to play next year. I played Village this year as a catch up on I need a break from traumatic horror games. So I will play it next year. But yeah, so with the state of play, they announced the DLC for Resident Evil 4. But maybe I'll mention this is the VR2 announcement, which is going to be coming in summer for us, winter for the States. Looks great. And they also announced the DLC, um, like the DLC update, which is like Ada Wong, and that's a kind of like a callback to the original Resident Evil 4. We get to play as Ada Wong, which I remember playing. So I'm psyched that this is coming. Pat, what do you think about like the whole VR2 side of Resident Evil 4, and then also the DLC side for Resident Evil 4, which is coming up soon?
Dude, like when I first played the original Resident Evil 4,
Mm.
I think that game was the first of its was the first of its kind and the revolutionary of the
Yeah,
over the shoulder like camera, third person, sort of that kind of style.
yeah,
Like it wasn't perfect, but it was revolutionary, I think. So
yeah.
this game scared the shit out of me. So it's freaking scary. Like I like to the point that I didn't finish it. Like my dad loved this game, so my dad played it and I would watch him and I just like help him with the boss fights from time to time. But
Yeah.
he was the one that finished Resident Evil 4. It wasn't me because I was too shit scared to finish it.
Fair enough. I
So
don't, how old were you
I,
at the time? I mean, I don't blame
oh
you. But
mate, this
even
was
these
like
days, it's scary as.
yeah, mate, this was like 2 years ago. Nah, I'm just playing. It was like
Yeah.
it was like I don't know, maybe it was like whenever Resident Evil 4 first came out, so it would have been what, 10 years ago?
Yeah,
10
I
years
think it
ago,
was
12
like
years ago?
2010, something like that GameCube
Yeah,
PS2 era, first on the
just
GameCube.
exactly. So just
Yeah.
whenever it first came out was when it was. So anyway, the VR side of this, if the friggin'
Oh,
if the clunky over the shoulder game scared the shit out of me, I would
yep.
not be able to play this VR. Like
Yeah, me too.
I'd have a freaking heart attack. Like, look at this. Like, look at this. This scene right here playing in a trailer. That's me saying
Oh,
no fucking
that's
way. And then
awful.
this thing comes out. I would have a heart attack. Like, I would
Yeah.
die, like, right there and then. I would not be able to handle it. Like, I don't know who. This is crazy. Like, I don't know.
Who's this
I'm
for,
so
dude?
impressed.
Who is this for? Who plays this game and is not
Yeah,
scared
I was
or
about to
who is
say,
into this
I
shit?
am.
Like, you know?
Dude, like the type of people that would be like, oh hell yeah, I'd play this.
Yeah.
I'm so impressed. Like, that's just look at this. How
Yeah.
would you not freak out playing this?
It would freak me out, man. Like having played Village, which is in first person perspective, that was intense
Yeah,
enough for me. Just like with headphones on, lights off, it's intense. It's terrifying. Like the surround sound, it's so claustrophobic and scary and nightmare inducing. But it's so compelling at the same time. I don't know that this is good for your brain. Good for your brain, people of Perth. Like maybe skip the VR and play the Resident Evil 4 DLC. I don't know, but it looks
yeah,
amazing what Capcom is producing here. And again, for like Sony's VR2, which is not like the best selling thing ever. It's expensive. It's for a niche market. I think it's good value for people who have a VR2A.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can't speak much for the DLC, um,
I
but I.
can. DLC
Oh
DLC
yeah,
was on. Yeah, I played like the Ada mission. It was I'm pretty sure it was built into the original Resident Evil 4 when I had that on GameCube. And it was really cool because you would come across Ada and you wouldn't really know what her agenda is when you're
yeah,
playing the
yeah, true.
game. Yeah, and then when you play through, I'm very sure I remember this correctly because we didn't really have DLC back in the GameCube days. And it was, yeah, when you play through and finish it, you unlock like Ada's mission. And I can't remember
Oh,
the name of it. It
true.
was so
I
cool.
remember. Yeah,
Okay. Maybe it was separate ways or something, and you get to play as Ada who feels
yeah.
differently, and it's just like, oh, cool. I get to see what her deal is, and she
Her
plays really well.
perspective. Yeah,
Yeah. So I mean, Capcom just knows what their fans want, and to remake a classic game, why not? And to do it so well, this is just money in the bank and good times for
yeah,
any Resident Evil 4 fan or anyone looking to get into
yeah,
the horror genre game. I would say.
yeah. And if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken, Leon Kennedy, who is the protagonist,
Yeah.
has
Yeah.
an immense fan base. He
Yeah.
has an immense fan base. So this is a money-making decision, a fantastic decision.
Yeah.
So
Nah.
looking forward to it to watch someone play it, not play it
Yeah,
myself.
no. We'll just watch a walkthrough online for that
Oh,
one.
absolutely. So I can pause it anytime.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, cool.
Oh shit,
Well,
here
the
we go.
last big one is the big boy, Spider-Man 2. So, Pat and I have been talking recently about what we've been playing, and we're going to do an episode specifically on Mortal Kombat 1 for me, Spider-Man for him. But he's playing in the anticipation and the expectation that Spider-Man 2 is coming out. So there was a trailer dropped. I mean, it's smart. It should be the focus. This is Sony's big game of the year. It's, game of the year potential. It's got the ability to go up against and beat games like Starfield,
Yeah,
Baldur's Gate, Diablo 4, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, all that stuff. Spider-Man is huge, huge, huge.
yeah,
And this trailer was all about the expanded New York. So it includes Brooklyn, it includes Queens.
Queens, yep.
Um, and then I think they showed off a couple of the suits too. But yeah,
Yep.
sorry, Pat, I couldn't help myself. But what do you
No,
think?
please continue. Please
What?
continue.
Yeah, so it just, I mean, again, this is another game I was like, oh, do I get a PS5 for? So I have a bit of envy for this. I played a lot of Spider-Man games on the GameCube, what did I play it on the Xbox 360. So I felt like I had my fill. So I actually wasn't super psyched about Spider-Man on PS4, although I respect that it looked amazing and plays amazing, and it's the best Marvel game out there. But this is a massive game for Sony fans, PS5 players in particular, and as like you see here, the other big draw card for this game is that it mixes Peter Parker Spider-Man with Miles Morales Spider-Man, and you can play as both. You
Yep.
can switch between them with their own separate missions. So as someone who's playing the current Spider-Man, I think on PS5. Hey Pat,
Correct. Yes.
yeah. What do you think? Like how psyched are you for this game?
I'm pretty freaking psyched. So I
Yeah.
think Spider-Man, like Sony's Marvel Spider-Man or whatever it's called, like the game.
Yeah,
I think that was
Marvel's
a Yeah, Marvel
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, yeah.
Yeah, something
I
like that.
think it was a sleeper hit. So like people thought, because people have obviously played Spider-Man games on older PlayStations, whatever other consoles, and they've been
Yeah.
okay, but they haven't
Yes,
been
yes, that was my
like
experience.
yeah, like they've been okay, but they haven't been like knock your socks off levels of like wow. So I think going like when this was released, even for me, I was under the impression that again, just also because of the superhero games, like there's no
Mm.
like the only one I can think of is like Infamous, which is like an original it's
Yeah,
like
which
an
isn't even
original
branded
game.
though, is it? Like
Yeah,
it's
it's not
not
branded
even like
exactly. It's not like Marvel or
yeah.
DC or anything like that. So
Mm.
like you've obviously got like Arkham Asylum and all that stuff for Batman, which is really good, but there's been no kind
Yes.
of open worldy kind of type of games like this. So
The
I
Batman
thought it
ones are
was
probably the exception to the rule, and they
yeah,
were
yeah.
exceptional. There was nothing else out there though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So that I was aware of, I should say. But
Yeah.
so when this first came out, I was like, oh, it's just gonna be another like pretty good Spider-Man game, like a solid
Mm.
7 out of 10 kind of thing.
Mm.
But no, the first game is absolutely fantastic. Like there's a reason why they've got so many spin-offs of it because
Mm.
it is just a beautifully made game. Like the graphics are breathtaking. The story is
Mm.
actually super, super good.
Mhm.
Traversing around New York is fucking amazing. You can see all the like they put effort into the city. Like all the landmarks are there. Like you can visit Doctor Strange's Sanctum Sanctorum.
Oh, that's
Um,
cool.
you can climb to the top of the Empire State Building. You can climb the Avengers Tower. Like all the real life landmarks are there as well for New York, like Times Square, Madison Square Garden, all this stuff. It is a beautiful game, so I am super, super hyped for this. Gameplay is amazing. Like, you've already touched on it there, which is you could switch between Miles and Peter, and also the addition of the web wings and that pretty much doubling the size of the playable area is incredible. So I'm very, very keen, especially for the web wings thing. That looks awesome. I would love to just fly around freaking, oh, sorry, glide around New York. Look at this.
I know. It's risky too in the sense of like the web slinging itself mechanic. So I've played a little bit. I've seen a little bit from friends. Feels great, and that's like a central mechanic to this game in this
Yeah,
series. So for them to be like, you know what, we can go one better. We're going to do like glider suit.
yeah,
So it's kind of risky for them to go like, we're going to do glider suit, which people are going to. You got to make people love that, and then have that mechanic because it seems like a simple thing, but it's core to the moment-to-moment experience. but you're psyched about it, and it looks like it works really well. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, just super cool.
Oh, yeah, just super hard for it. It's gonna be fantastic. Combat again already looks fluid. Combat for the games, Miles Morales and the first one are fluid. So
Yeah.
I'd love to see how the two can interact.
What do you think about the villains? So I think Kraven is the big villain here. He's a bit of a lesser known villain, although he's getting his own
Yeah,
movie coming up in the whole Marvel Universe thing.
yeah,
And then I've seen that chase scene with the lizard. There's a bit of talk
yeah,
about, they're going to bring the Green Goblin, who tends to rock up in most games. But do
yeah,
villains are a huge part of any Spider-Man game, I think.
yeah.
Now, obviously, the story with the Spider-Man, the original Spider-Man, and then Miles Morales look great. But do you feel like they're hitting the right notes with the villains? Oh, sorry, Venom, by
Yeah,
the
like
way, is
Venom
in
is
this
right there.
game.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So Craven and Venom are the big ones, from what we're seeing. Do you? Is that enough for you as a gamer? Like, do you feel like, oh no, I really want to see Mysterio, or I really expect to see
Yeah,
Carnage, or are there things where you're like, no, I expect this in a Spider-Man game, or are you happy for it to be in the direction it is in terms of villains?
that's a really good question. I think for me personally, I'm happy with it in the direction only because like I guess the
Yeah.
pleasure I get from playing games like this is like the traversal. So like
Okay.
exploring the cities, the fluid combat, the big bosses are
The
cool.
wingsuit.
The wingsuit, exactly. Look how cool that is. So doing all that random stuff is what brings me fun. Having a good villain, I agree, is absolutely necessary for a good story. But
Mm,
I'm not too fast to be honest.
yeah.
Whichever
Yeah,
villain
yeah,
they pick. So like
yeah.
Venom we see right there, obviously an iconic anti-hero, sometimes villain. Oh, sorry, I should say sometimes villain, sometimes anti-hero.
Mm.
So he's gonna do random shit there.
Yeah, and on that, I think Peter Parker gets the Venom suit, so we're going
The
to see
symbiote,
like him
yeah,
go through that. The symbiote suit, sorry, yeah. So we're going to
yeah.
see like him being corrupted, him struggle with it. Is he going to face off against Miles Morales? Is that going to be like a final boss, or at
Oh,
least
good
some sort of?
call.
Dude, it's got to happen. You have
Yeah,
to
good
pull it.
call.
Do you choose? Are they not going to be like you're going to choose your Spider-Man to finish the game with two alternate endings? I think that'd be really rad.
Oh, good call.
Yeah, there's so much potential here. Oh, it looks
Yeah,
good. Oh
it
man.
does. Yeah,
Well,
look
we
at
do
that.
have to push on onto the Nintendo Direct because
Yeah,
we've got a big one. We've got a big one to cover today.
here we
So,
go.
here we go. Now, not quite as visually deep, what do you say? Like I wouldn't say this is running. This isn't the big pixel count of Spider-Man 2. It's a little jarring. But look, so with the Nintendo Direct, I did want to start with F-Zero 99. So that's been announced as like built into this Nintendo Switch online service. It's kind of in the same vibe as the Tetris 99 that came out, and also I think it was Mario 35, where you jump online, you compete against a bunch of strangers, and it's just this wild time of a remix of a classic game that people know. And they're competing, and you get ranks, and you can jump in, play for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and have a wild time. I think this
This
is
looks incredible.
I think this is genius. Like, I mean, we see that Sony and Xbox are providing, free games on Game Pass and all that kind of stuff. But I think what Nintendo's doing here is like remixing an old game to make the franchise at the forefront of your gaming brain for whatever reason, or to pull new and old people into the crowd. So I've got a friend, for example, who's picked up Switch recently and just started playing this. And he's like, "Oh, I remember F Zero, and this is a remix of like the F Zero game. This is genius." Yeah, Pat, what do you think about like the F-Zero 99 kind of?
It's it's crazy that there's 99 people playing
Yeah,
this right now.
yeah, I know.
Like
And on
that is
Switch hardware, I mean,
chaotic.
the Switch can run it. I guess
Oh
it does
no.
look like that, a SNES game.
Yeah, it's chaotic. Look at this.
Yeah,
Like you're just bumping into each other every time, but I reckon it would be such good fun. Like
yeah.
anyone growing up who played F-Zero, which are probably people our age because it came out in the Super Nintendo. But if you played F-Zero at all at any point,
Yeah,
this is a hit of nostalgia. And being able to play it with 99 different people is just insanity.
yeah.
Look at
Just
this.
look at it. Like,
Yeah,
so
look at this chaos.
it's nuts. And you have like a health bar. So if you hit the
Yeah,
sides or you hit the other
look at
players, you
this.
lose health. So you kind of want to bump people. You kind of want to avoid people. You can't avoid like bumping people from the look of it. Some of the width of the tracks have been expanded. I don't know if the tracks have been remixed, but I mean, I think this is just great to be like, hey, if you've not played F-Zero, what's everyone playing online? Be part of the whole like
Absolutely.
diaspora of like Nintendo Switch Online stuff now. It's a good way to jump in.
Absolutely. Um, yeah, look, depending on the price point of this, I'll probably get
Free
it.
Nintendo Switch Online, dude. It's
Oh,
just dropped
wow.
on. So
There
yeah,
you go. So
this
you have
is
no excuses.
yeah, this is to keep online gamers hooked. I think because Nintendo doesn't have something like Game Pass where they're offering a whole suite of games, current games for free, for example, with that subscription. What they're offering is basically access to like SNES libraries,
Yeah.
Nintendo libraries, Sega library, Nintendo 64, Game Boy library. So then they drop these kind of remixed games to be like, in addition to the old classics, go play with your buddies online.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty cool move. Yeah, so the next one we had was Princess Peach Showtime. Now, this is kind of interesting. I want to talk a bit about this. There's a bit of talk, among gamers at the moment, journalists, that the Switch is winding down, and I'll come back to that later. This is one of Peach's first games. There was an old game back on the 3DS or DS that wasn't all that great. Um, what we're looking at here is, yeah, Princess Peach Showtime. It comes out in March next year, early March. So when Nintendo does its September Directs, it tends to set up what's coming early in the next year before its February or March Direct. This game to me, I think it's great that they're putting Princess Peach finally front and center, particularly with the new movie coming out, and there's a lot of potential with that character. And we're seeing with Super Mario Wonder that all the characters have like even moves and you can pick your character. So I think they're moving to more about diversifying their games to highlight the other characters beyond Mario with his little bro Luigi sometimes. This looks to me very much like. So I don't know how to describe it, Pat. It's not like a typical Mario game, which is what I was expecting.
Yeah.
I was expecting it'd be like Mario 3D World. But what it is like Peach goes through different goes to different stages, like stage plays, a different like costume per stage, and she can be a pirate one stage as we're seeing here, or something else another stage. And the gameplay reflects that. So it looks to me a bit like Smash Brothers, like a bit like the Smash Brothers single player style kind of fighting,
Yeah.
mixed with
Oh,
Paper
true.
Mario, bit of Luigi's Mansion, bit of 3D Mario World. Yeah, what do you think looking at this? Like this, it's interesting. Like, what's your take?
Yeah, look, aesthetically, it looks amazing.
You like
Like,
it? Like you reckon it's
yeah,
looking good colors? Hey, yeah,
aesthetically, it looks beautiful.
yeah.
Um, as a,
Hard to pick what it
a
is though, isn't it? When you're like,
yeah,
what
as
is
a
going on here?
yeah, is it like a platformer or it looks like
Well,
there's mini games? Like,
yeah, it looks like a mix of both, and it looks. I guess my concern, like when I look at this, I hope there's depth to it. They're not just like gimmicky
yeah,
mini games.
yeah,
It's full priced. It's hard to know. Yeah, if it's mini games only, and just a little bit of platforming that doesn't match the quality of the Mario games, I'd be disappointed. For example,
yeah.
um,
Look, as you would be, because like even as like I suppose as a general fan, like I've
yeah,
never put too much thought in Princess Peach, so
yeah,
it's quite cool
she's
that
never
she's
been
getting
that
her
big
own.
on the screen, so to speak.
Yeah,
So
exactly. So it's pretty cool she's getting her own game.
yeah.
But yeah, what type of do we? Yeah, is there any clue as to what type of game it actually is?
I mean, just from what we see in the trailer, yeah, it looks kind of like an action adventure game, but you look at something like Luigi's Mansion 3, which is slower paced, and it looks like the gameplay itself changes depending on the stage. So
Yeah,
it's not like Mario games where it's like clearly 2D platformer left to right, and then you get like the fire flower to augment your abilities and to mix up the gameplay style. This looks
yeah,
like it's tied specifically to her costumes, and then each
yeah.
stage is a different costume, is what they've talked about.
Okay.
So it's. I think they're doing like a Luigi's Mansion take, where it's a bit more simpler gameplay. Um, yeah, I don't know. I just hope they make a good game. Like I hope that it's
Yeah,
quality and it's not just cheap and it's over in 5 hours and you're like, oh, okay, I did some simple actions and I'm done.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's fair because like at the moment it looks like some type of Mario Party type of thing as well,
Yes.
where it's like you go
Yes.
into like rooms and then yeah, you play like little mini games to get like whatever goals. But
Yes.
yeah. Look,
Yeah.
yeah, I guess we'll just have to see, but it looks like there is platformer, and like you said, kind of like the Smash, Super Smash sort of single player, like this one right here. So,
Yeah.
um,
That looks like Smash Brothers to me. A bit of Smash Brothers, maybe
yeah,
Kirby's Dreamland kind of gameplay.
yeah,
Bit of a Kirby type game. Looks like a mix and match, really, when you look at
yeah,
it all. So I hope it has its own identity and it just does well and takes off, because it would be good to see
yeah,
Princess Peach take her own series forward. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So the next one we've got. So there's a very Mario heavy theme to this direct. Like, there were non-Mario announcements, but the kind of Mario ones are what we're covering and were the big ones. Okay, so this is one that the fans, like the GameCube fans like
Oh,
me, the Nintendo fans, have been demanding for a long, 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 long time. Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door. So Nintendo released Paper Mario and the Origami King, I think it was back in 21. There's been a few Paper Mario games to date, but the quality's sort of been seven-ish, eight, like 7, 6-ish, for a while now on previous consoles. This is considered the peak of the series. It was on the GameCube. People have been asking for it to come back, and Nintendo's just like, you know what? We're not going to make a new one. We're just going to remaster. Well, looks like a remaster rather than a remake from what I've seen. The favorite one, and then release it. So this is coming out in 2024. I think this is genius, because they don't have to make a whole new game. There's an
yeah,
audience for it. It's gonna sell. It's gonna, like typical Nintendo remasters. It's gonna sell 1 million to 3 million because there's an audience there. I myself like Paper Mario games. I love the vibrant
yeah,
colors. I like the exploration kind of based nature to it. I think this is some of the best looking art we've seen in any games ever, simply because of the way they use paper. I think it's very clever, and it's a very clever way to make the most of the engine of a Nintendo platform, as the Wii U or the GameCube previously, and now the Switch, to present something that looks visually very appealing, and to explore. So this is kind of like an
oh,
RPG game, and to explore the Mario universe. Yeah,
yeah. No, I agree. Paper Mario, like you said, an incredibly strong entrant in the series. Uh, Perhaps lauded as one of the best in the series, especially Thousand Year Door. Um, so if it is a remaster, again, a piggy bank, because it's gonna get the nostalgia hit. It's gonna get the people that are like, "Oh, Paper Mario, that's cool." It's gonna get
yeah,
new people into the series that is will be no doubt attracted by the aesthetic, like how it's vibrant, it's cool. I'm pretty sure the soundtrack is also one of the better ones for this game,
yeah. It is
if
nice.
I'm
It
not
is very
mistaken.
nice. Yeah, you're
So
right.
yeah,
Yep.
it'll just be yeah, it'll just be a good time. So again, piggy bank.
Yeah, big time, big time. I can see myself buying this. I think it will
Yeah,
probably
absolutely.
be. I think it will probably be full price, and I actually I don't disagree with that. I bought Metroid Prime, the remake of the GameCube classic, at the start of this year. A lot of people did. It was done brilliantly, and I think Nintendo's gone, you know what? Here's another GameCube hit that people want. Let's put it out there for the second year, and then mining their excellent IP to provide games that people want. And I just think Nintendo is so lucky to have that back catalog games that still play well today and still look good today. I mean, if this never existed and this just came out today, people would be like, "Whoa, this is
Yeah.
incredible," and the sales would be the same. So yeah, I'm excited for this. This is on my list of games to get for next year. One game that we don't have footage for, but I did want to mention briefly before we wrap up, is Luigi's Mansion 2. Did you
Oh yeah.
see any of that at all, Pat?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah, I did. I did.
yeah.
It was
Do you know
not my
much about the
focus
Luigi's
though.
Mansion? Yeah, like, have you seen much of the Luigi's Mansion stuff before? Is that?
I have. I have.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Yep.
sure I have played it before, but like I
Okay.
said,
Yeah.
it was not, yeah, it was not my, like, I love
Well,
Luigi. Luigi is easily one of my favorite Mario characters. But unfortunately, I don't think I've put too much stock into his games. I know they're
yeah.
good. I know they're good. It's
No.
not because they're terrible. It's just I just have not had the inclination to go pick up a Luigi game.
No, no, I hear. I'm the same too. Like, there was a Luigi game which built off Super Mario, New Super Mario U. The most recent one was Luigi's Mansion 3, which looks fantastic for the Switch. It's a
Yeah,
horror, not a horror game, it's a Halloween kind of game. Goes around with his vacuum cleaner sucking stuff up. I don't have footage for it here, but they gave a release date for Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, which is going to be winter for us, next year. So again, with Princess Peach in March and Luigi's Mansion in winter, they're focusing heavily on the whole Mario, like the Mario theme with the Mario movie coming out recently, the
Yeah.
theme park coming out previously. Um, I don't have the footage here, but it doesn't look as good as Luigi's Mansion 3 because it is a remaster, and it
Oh,
doesn't
okay.
have, it's not built on all the same engine.
Yeah.
It's not one for me, but I just want to mention it because I think Nintendo's winding up, and I think we're seeing them capitalize on the Mario games, yeah, because they're looking to wind up in preparation for the next Switch. Before we go on to that,
Right.
one more announcement to cover, because we are running out of time. Um, Nintendo did announce a bunch of
Oh,
Amiibos. So some people
Amiibos.
love Amiibo, some people don't know what it is. For those of you who don't know what Amiibo is, like Nintendo puts out like these little figurines that you can tap with your Switch, and it can provide a bunch of like benefits like extra lives or costumes. Um, yeah, it's more of a collector's item to keep on your desk, but also like, oh, there's functionality with my, with my console. They've done this for many years now. They've talked to you about the Smash Brothers amiibo, pretty much all the amiibo being out. And the
Right.
Sora. So the big ones they've announced are Zelda and Ganon from Tears of the
Yeah.
Kingdom. They'll sell like hotcakes. They are coming out November 3. And then Xenoblade 3, which I'm deeply into. I'm loving
Yeah.
that game. That's actually a really good game.
That Noah
That's
one looks sick.
Oh, dude, Xenoblade 3. We're going to do a show on that. We're going to cover that. January 19 for Noah and Mio. And then Sora, who I think is the biggest of the lot in many ways, is 2024. There's no set date. But I know you're a Sora fan, Pat.
I am. So that was amazing. And like even all these different ones for Super Smash Brothers is awesome. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
sure Sora is part of that collection because he's a playable character there.
He was the
But
final playable character revealed for like
yeah,
Smash.
yeah.
So, yeah.
So yeah, really, really cool. Amiibos are cool. I don't use them that much,
Yeah.
but I do like I just like having them because they're just
Yeah.
at the end of the day they're just cool little like you can have them on display, you can have them on like little shelves just for decoration. They
Yeah.
are cool, but they also have that function as well, like you said, where you can scan them on your Wii and then you get a bunch of benefits and stuff depending on what they've got.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's really cool. Like, Nintendo has like such a broad range of characters in their franchises. You can get King K. Rool, you can get
Yeah.
Zelda, you can get Ness. So I think that's awesome. Yeah, so they're coming out, and my theory is that they're going to launch a new Smash game, or they're going to relaunch a bundled Smash game with all the DLC, and then start launching new characters because the
Yeah.
Mario Kart 8 DLC winds up. And I think it's a great time for them to be like, oh, there's a new Kingdom Hearts game, get the Sora amiibo. Or, hey, those of you who love Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, we've now got Zelda Tears of the Kingdom levels in the new Smash
Yeah.
Brothers or the expanded Smash Brothers, and here's the amiibo. So I think that's their play. But look, we're out of time. It's been a mammoth one. Pat, thanks so much for coming on. I know how sick you are.
No, you're absolutely fine.
The people of Perth and beyond are lucky to have you. And yes, we are very happy like that we were able to pull this off today somehow. Pat, did you have any final words for the direct or state of play?
No, that's pretty much it. I think we've covered it. Like you said, it was an absolutely mammoth show. There's games in there that are coming out that we did not cover, but I'm
Yep.
sure there are people that are clamoring for.
Yeah.
So,
Tomb Raider Collection, dude. 1, 2, and 3 from the original PlayStation got announced for
oh
Nintendo.
wow,
Hard pass
yeah,
for me, sorry, but yeah,
yeah,
continue.
yeah, yeah. No, that's absolutely fair. But yeah, look, it's not. Like I said, we're agnostic here. We like to support the devs, we like to support the games when they come out. So we're never not just gonna be like, oh, that was shit,
Yeah, exactly. Nah.
unless it is shit. So
Unless it is,
we
yeah.
yeah, we tell the truth. We tell the truth here.
Hard truth. No,
The
no
hard truths,
PS5. No,
exactly.
don't buy PS5 faceplates. They're trash.
So waste
All
of
right.
money, guys. Yeah.
Christmas Red's a hard no. But do not buy Luigi's Mansion 2 either. Maybe buy Paper Mario and maybe buy Final Fantasy like Rebirth big time.
Absolutely.
All right, that's everything from us. Thanks so much for hanging in there, listeners and viewers. We promise our next show is going to cover two big games we're playing at the moment, which is Spider-Man for Pat and Mortal Kombat 1 for me.
Oh,
Um,
Can't wait to hear about the Mortal Kombat one
Oh my
because,
God, it's so good,
yeah,
Pat. It's so good. We're
can't
gonna come
wait. Can't wait.
dedicated episode just for those two. It's coming up next time. So thanks again to listeners and beyond, and have a great rest of the weekend. See you later.